Coming up on This Week on 4th and Goal, it is our Big Schools preseason special. A recap of what went down in Classes B through AA the year before. From stepping stones to state titles in what was the 2022 season. All this and more right now on 4th and Goal.
Welcome to this season's first edition of 4th and Goal, sponsored locally by WICZ Telecom. I'm your co-host Ian Mills, alongside fellow anchor Thomas Turgeon.
You mentioned the Bears return their top 3 leading rushers from a season ago, but let's be honest, this team goes if Liam Neely goes. What did you see out of him last season?
It was hard to describe.
7 state championships, but ran into some resistance last season. Graduating for the Blue Devils, Grady Stark leaving a QB competition to go under the center.
Both came up with big wins. We'll start with Tioga. Tim, what did you see out of the Tigers offense last week?
Weapons all over the field, from quarterback Caden Bellis, the returning Class D Player of the Year.
For sure, as you mentioned, 6 different Tigers scoring a week ago, something that's just become a typical occurrence for Tioga.
A hell of a week ago, and we got another one with a Friday that has just about every single team playing.
Well, absolutely. As of now, there's only 3 Saturday games. Sort of crazy, but enough. Let's get right to this week's entire slate. So we start off in the biggest class in AA, where the Patriots of Binghamton will head to Horseheads to face off against the 4-1 Blue Raiders, who would take their first loss of the season to Elmira in a low-scoring affair. Binghamton averaging roughly 22 points per game, where Horseheads 38. Expect this one to be an offensive bout out in Chemung County Friday night.
Well, the Tigers' homecoming game against Maine Amwell fell short of what they wanted, but will look to bounce back against just as challenging of a team this week as they visit Corning out west. The Hawks would take care of business in Binghamton for their first win of the season last week. Both teams looking to right the ship midway through the season, and both looking for their second win on the season. Tigers' passing attack has looked really good as of late. Expect that to be a factor.
And we stay out towards Elmira way, where the Vestal Golden Bears will also be taking the trip out west to take on the Express.
Now it's time to take a look at some of the best plays there was this week. Thomas Turgeon joining us back again. Thomas, what do you have for us?
Well, Ian, I've got some good ones this week, and some that personally make my legs hurt a little bit. So let's get to them, shall we? We'll go out to number 5 out in Oneonta. It's going to be for the Sydney Warriors. Dylan Easton, the QB keeper, finding the middle of the field, and Sydney going to get their first win of the season this past week. Courtesy to him, 2 touchdowns for Easton. We'll go to number 4, though. It's going to be Shenango Forks for the Blue Devils. It's going to be Sam Paskey, first career start. Airmails this one deep. Lucas Barlow getting one in, 4-6, the first start for Paskey, and getting a dub this week.
And so much more on 4th and Goal, starting right now.
Welcome to 4th and Goal, brought to you locally by WICZ Telecom. I'm your co-host Ian Mills, joined as always with Tommy Boy Turgeon. Thomas, I don't think we're in the studio. Where are we?
No, we're absolutely not in the studio. A beautiful sunny day here at the lovely Dick Hoover Stadium in Vestal. The Golden Bears here hosting 3 of 4 Section 4 championships this weekend.
Nick Aiello versus Phil Newman, both have been doing this for a while, and both have been doing it very successfully for a while. With that being said, Tioga has won 2 straight championships.
To focus on providing our kids opportunities to succeed in any sport that they're passionate about.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate
thanks.
taking the
I'll
time
see you
to
this
talk to
weekend.
us. Absolutely. Let's get that. We'll send it to Thomas Turgeon, who has our latest plays of the week.
Thanks, Ian, and obviously the playoffs are here. Plenty of good plays for teams to get their way into the sectional championships ahead of this weekend. Coming up this week on 4th and Goal, Spartans and Tigers and Wolverines. Oh my! It's the final episode of the season. All 3 teams remaining punched their ticket to the Dome this weekend, and we break down all the matchups.
Why waste any more time? 4th and Goal begins right now. Welcome back to 4th and Goal, sponsored locally by WICZ Telecom. We're here at Haggerty Field in Tioga to preview our state championship matchups.
Yeah, Ian, 3 teams left here in the state tournament, all out of Section 4. No more silly business now from here on out, as they all look to get a state title to their record book.
Yeah, Thomas, and speaking of state titles, we're going to start with the one team out of this group who is yet to win a state championship, and that is the Waverly Wolverines. We spoke with the team earlier this week on what a state title would mean for them and their matchup against Fonda Fultonville.
standout year for Waverly.
Well, kind of struggled a little bit against Monroe. Some turnovers that maybe are a little uncharacteristic for them. A couple fumbles in that game. I think they've kind of gotten that out of their system, if that makes sense a little bit. Congratulations to Rye. I mean, that's a great program in the first place, and obviously a great season for them, taking down Pleasantville, the team that Maine Animal has beaten in the last 2 state championships. I'm going to lean Maine Animal in this one. I think they've kind of figured it out, so to speak. I mean, of course they have, right? They've won so many straight games. Now, at this point, who do you got and why? And if you got a score, let's hear it.
I usually don't unveil these till my picks on Friday, but I'll give you this. I like Tioga, say 49-7. I think this Tioga offense, the first team offense, has only punted 1 time all season.
Yeah, when we first had the idea for 4th and goal, we didn't know exactly what we wanted to do. We just knew we wanted to do it. I think that's a testament to the fans here in this area, the Section 4 football fans, who are about as vocal as anyone else, right, in the state. And just, yeah, to go off of what you said, just a thank you to everyone who wants, to the fans, to the coaches, to the players, to the community members, whoever it might have been coming up to us, you know, at games. Hey, we love the show, we love what you do, or even just being like, hey, maybe you guys should do this instead, things like that. It means a lot more to us than you might realize. And a lot of hours have gone into this show, not just from the 2 of us, but of course from our director, Forrest Denker, who's behind the camera, holding the camera right now. Our editor, Chloe Dutcher, is not too far behind the camera as well. Of course, to our news director, Sue Neubauer, who made this possible, and everyone else back at the Fox 40 studios. And as always, we'll have the highlights this weekend on Saturday and Sunday on Fox 40 News at 10. We'll see you then.